Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I am Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a good day. I'm sort of balancing out everything. On next week I have to go for all the blood tests to check everything out, but I'm feeling okay today. I managed to get some sleep, which was good. And Zach is okay. Probably wondering why my t-shirt, well, I always do. Whenever I look at my OBS and I see my t-shirt in the camera view right there next to the actual camera, I'm always like, oh God, look at the mess of my thing. And it's all it's because I've been lying on the floor with the dog. My clothes will never be clean. I will always have dog hair on them. They will always be messed up because it's never something that bothers me except when sometimes I'll see it and go, oh God. I never keep my clothes clean, never have been able to. I don't think before I do things. So what's this vlog about? I get blindsided easily in some ways, and I need always to be aware of that there's certain things that don't get... Now, not talking about anything to do with health. I'm a gamer. And I'm pretty proud of myself that I'm a gamer who games on phones, tablets, Android, PC, Linux, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam Deck. I game. I don't differentiate myself when it comes to different systems. Except for one. Apple. I have always had this deep hatred in me for Apple. And it's not good. But I'm not alone. I mean, the amount of friends I've got that if you say you have an Apple product, their instant reply is, and they'll start on having a go at them. But the thing is, first of all, yes, I still don't like their closed system. But a lot of my misconceptions and preconceived ideas have been blown away. Mac UIs are gorgeous. They make Windows UI look clunky. Mac software efficiency is fucking amazing compared to Windows. These are facts. Mac hardware is absolutely gorgeous most of the time. What they do with their silicon and that is amazing. It's almost like magic. Yes, Mac stuff is abso-fucking-lutely overpriced. But you can't get away from the simple fact that sometimes Mac hardware just fucking works. And Mac laptops, I can understand why whenever I used to look for new laptops in the past and was looking at stuff and that, and oh God, that's at the top of the list again. That's at the top of the list. They must be a Apple shill. They must be paid by Apple and that because they always saw the same ones at the top of the list, the best. And that, I said, no, fuck off. I'm looking for Android. I'm looking for PC. I'm looking for anything other than fucking Apple. Now, that MacBook Air there, 2025 model that is just sitting just around this corner here, and it's got to press a button on it. The security system on them is pretty damn amazing. Pain in the ass though sometimes. It's quite anal. It asks you too many questions all the time. But I am learning that you can game on a Mac. You can game very easily on a Mac. It reminds me when I first got the Index, My instant reaction was, I've got to get my headphones, because every single VR headset before the Index had really fucking bad audio. Anybody who likes audio, anybody who wanted to use a mic, anybody who wanted to do fucking anything in VR would have to put a headset on or connect a mod mic. They were all horrible. It was like they had the cheapest quality mics and the most tinny quality speakers on them until the Index came about. And I thankfully tried it before I did, and I was blown away. And I had to convince a friend of mine on the Index, because he had got his Index, and before trying the Index, he basically pushed the speakers back and was using it with his hi-fi headset, his studio earphones. And it took me a lot to. I said, just fucking try it once. I said, no, it's not going to be as good as my stuff. My stuff's like 300, 400 pounds worth of heads. I said, just please try it. He did. And now he watches his movies with his Index on and that, because the sound quality is so fucking good. So it's the same kind of thing. My blindsidedness. When I set up the MacBook Air, the first thing I did was install something called Crossover and that, which allows you to play. It creates like little bottles that are Windows enabled and can run in Windows games, and it's all very thingy. It's a bit like the Proton system on Linux that allows you to play games. But unlike Linux, I found that I had to basically slap myself last night when I figured it out. I was messing about in it. I tell you what I haven't done. You know, when you turn on Steam, you have a button on it that you can say, choose games that are for Windows. Well, it's got a button on it that says games for Mac, and I never pressed on it. And these are the games that work natively on thingy, that don't need extras, really. And I'm like, but even my Steam install, I had installed it inside a environment that was emulating Windows. So I thought, fuck it. I installed Steam and I clicked on the Mac button. And you've got to remember, I've got about 1,100 games on Steam in total. Remember, I've been with Steam since it started. 17, 8, I think we're coming up to 19 years now. 375 of my games natively fucking work on Mac. And I've started every single one of them installing. And we're not talking just the basic ones you'd think, like Civilization 6 and all those kind of games. You'd think they'd be Mac games, yes. No, Paint the Town Red. Baldur's Gate 3. Cyberpunk has just come out for fucking the Mac. And I've just started it downloading on there to see whether it will run on the MacBook Air. A little laptop that doesn't have a fan and is passively cooled. And the amount of stuff you can do on a Mac Airbook is fucking amazing. There's nothing, absolutely nothing, x86 normal laptop out there. There's absolutely fucking nothing out there. Even the best of the AMD mobile processors that are so fucking good and on the Steam don't hold a fucking candle to what a fucking Mac processor can do. It's just a tragedy that it's taken so long for them to realise that, hey, people might want to game on our shit, and if we focused a tiny little bit on it, we could kick ass. And so, yeah, I have over 300 games installing at the moment on an external drive on it. And I'm going to be playing through them all. I've already tested a few. I'll be The Long Dark, the there's so many different games on there. Lots of the games that I really like, I can play on there without having to use an emulator, which is weird that as soon as I got it, I did this thing where I need the emulator to be able to make it run. And now I'm realizing that, oh shit, there's a massive amount of my games on Steam that actually just work. And I'm not talking about, let's do a little, let me just, right, so, at the moment, these are installing, it's almost on the bottom, let's 144 installing this time, but there was a bit more as well. But I mean, look at that. These are games that are should natively run on and the completed ones. I mean, to me, that's fucking well impressive. That is really impressive. What I'm seeing here of games that I am actually, and all I did was go to my library, home, and click on the button at the top there where it shows an apple, and just install it. And there's lots that I haven't installed. My list of the ones that I haven't installed, there's many of them. Look at that. And I will be testing out their performance on my 16 gig. Oops, there's a doggy down there. Sleepy down there. There you go, doggy. Cute little doggy. You're a sleepy doggy, aren't you? Yeah, little doggy, so cute. So yeah, it's complete blindsided. I didn't even think to try games that would automatically run on it. I mean, I expected games like Blooms and that Tower Defense 6 to, but some of those games are like, I have to ask myself, why hasn't Bethesda released a Mac version of Skyrim? Because it should show up on my list if it's on there. Give me a second, just give me a pause. I'm going to have to check why. Yeah. I mean, if we can play stuff like Cyberpunk on a Mac, why not? Why not something like Skyrim Special Edition with all the DLC and everything, the new version? Why haven't they ported that to it? I mean, Mac has quite a high base. I mean, if you think the Mac Mini and the Mac Studio, they're the size of consoles and they're so fucking powerful. And yeah, people don't buy these things to be gamed on. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God, that's such a stupid thing to say. Anything can be gamed on. And if it can, it should. Just because you bought yourself a £2,000 to £4,000 laptop that you're using for creating shit and all that, doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to game on the damn thing. Anyway, this is Jason for the Quiver channel. I'm in a bit of a dissonance with my brain. It's like, but these are games and they're on a Mac and they're working natively. What reality am I in? Now I've got to decide which fucking controller to connect to the Mac. Bugger. Anyway, bye-bye for now.